Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Holman Center for an exciting announcement of our next Director of Athletics at Indiana State University. My name is Ace Hunt, Director of Media Relations. I'm here with Megan Cramper. My assistant will be here to take care of any of the media's needs after this press conference is over. We'll begin with a statement from our university president, Dr. Daniel J. Bradley, and then he will introduce our new Director of Athletics, Rashard Clinkscales. So, Dr. Bradley, Rashard, the floor is all yours.
Thanks, Ace, and thank you everyone for being here today. First thing I'd like to do is give my great thanks to Diane McKee and her search committee. They brought a number of great candidates to campus. It was a difficult decision, but I'm glad that I was able to convince Rashard to join us here at Indiana State, and I'm very excited to introduce him to ISU and to our Sycamore family. The skills he brings to the job complement those of our current staff and will help us move forward. Finally, I'd like to thank Angie Lansing and the entire athletics staff for all the work they've done during the interim process and the work that they'll do in the next couple of months in preparation for Rashard's arrival on campus. We've got a great athletics program, and I think Rashard's going to do a great job. So Rashard, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Bradley. Well, good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. Let me start out by saying it feels good to be back home again in Indiana. I love North Carolina and truly enjoyed my time there, but there's something special about coming back home. First and foremost, I'd like to express my sincere appreciation to you, President Bradley. I will never be able to thank you enough for recognizing my ability, for giving me an opportunity to lead the Sycamore athletic program. The chance to serve as a Division I athletics director is rare, and to do so in one's home state is something that is just very special. Dr. Bradley, I'm honored to serve under your leadership, and I look forward to working with you and accomplish great things for the student athletes, coaches, and supporters of Indiana State athletics. I'd like to thank everyone that made the search process so pleasant. First, I'd like to thank Ms. Bradley for your kindness. Thank you so much. Diane McKee for her leadership with the search committee. All the search committee members that are here, the cabinet and the athletics council, and the many coaches and athletic administrators as well. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Parker Executive Search, Jaleesa Roden and Daniel Parker for giving it direction with regards to this search. Thank you very much. I was impressed by all your diligence and nature with regards to the program. It is clear to me that Indiana State is a special place, and I'm deeply honored to be counted as one of your colleagues. I especially want to acknowledge the loyal and steady leadership of Ron Prettyman and Angie Lansing. Ron left an indelible imprint across the athletics complex, and his efforts provide a solid foundation in future growth and success. Likewise, Angie has been at the forefront of Sycamore athletics as a student athlete and a dedicated administrator. Her talents and institutional knowledge will be indispensable to me and to the department as a whole as we move forward. Thank you, Angie. I want to thank Dr. Debbie Yao for not only giving me an opportunity to be a part of her leadership team at North Carolina State, but for actually empowering me to effectuate change within the department. She pushed and challenged me like no other mentor, but did so because she cared about me and my future. Dr. Yao taught me the importance of accountability, of establishing and upholding standards. She taught me that popularity is reserved for celebrities and coaches. She taught me that when and this is something that is kind of funny, she told me when I provide her a summary, it needs to be bullet pointed. I got to break it down to the bare minimals so she can understand things, so I appreciate that as well. But seriously, she gave me an opportunity to learn and grow in this field, and I owe her a huge depth of gratitude for molding me to the administrator that I am today. I I would like to recognize my most ardent and lifelong supporters. The two people that raised my sister and me to pursue our dreams no matter the obstacles, to trust God, and to treat others the way we wish to be treated. Mom and Dad, thank you for all you've done for Christy and me. Your love and guidance has made all the difference. It's a special weekend this weekend because my sister, Christiane Clinkscales, passed away 4 years ago on Friday. And my sister was my biggest supporter, so I know she's smiling down on me today. To my kids, Alex and Tara, thank you for your love and encouragement, and I promise to do my best and make you proud and not to embarrass you when I'm on social media. And lastly, I want to thank my best friend and partner, Monica, for always being there for me. Your support means more than you ever will know. I am thrilled to be the next Director of Athletics here at Indiana State University. From the very beginning, it was clear to me that this opportunity was perfect marriage for my professional and personal aspirations. First, I want to lead a department that has the potential for greatness. From our student athletes and staff to our facilities and conference affiliation, Indiana State has the makings of a program on the rise. I firmly believe we have what it takes to compete at the highest level, and I will do my absolute best to make sure that happens. Second, I was drawn to Indiana State's commitment to educating and serving the community. The faculty and staff here are dedicated and to supporting the needs and interests of a diverse student body. The approach aligns with my personal ideals. I consider athletics to be an extension of the classroom, and I look forward to working with my colleagues across campus to instill the lessons and life skills that will allow our graduating student athletes to excel well beyond their college years. Third, I'm back home in Indiana. I cannot overstate how much it means to me to be among family and friends and to give back to the state that has given me so much. My leadership philosophy is simple. It's ERA. Establish a culture of excellence, reinforce that culture, and act with integrity. To establish a culture of excellence, we must be clear about who we are and what we stand for. All actions need to be consistent with the department's mission and goals. To reinforce the culture, we must recruit, hire, and manage our affairs in a manner that supports a healthy and sustainable athletics program. To act with integrity, we must be unapologetic in our commitment to the intercollegiate model, which includes educating student athletes, providing and ensuring their social development and well-being. It also means operating within institutional, conference, and NCAA guidelines. These principles will guide our coaches and administrators as we endeavor to win championships, but more importantly, develop men and women of the highest character. I just want to say I'm just so appreciative to this opportunity, President Bradley. I thank you all so much for being here, and I look forward to getting after it and winning championships here at Indiana State University. Thank you.
Questions for Dr. Bradley or for Mr. Clinkscales?
Dr. Bradley, was there a tipping point as far as the final decision was concerned? And what was it that you liked the most about Rashard?
Well, I think that there probably was a tipping point, but I get all confused about those kinds of things. But I think the thing that impressed me most was what I viewed as his ability to work with outside organizations and people. You know, Indiana State Athletics has done a great job on the field in the last few years, but we have not been making as good a connection as we should with our supporters. So we needed somebody to come in that help us market our programs, get our tickets sold, and help us in the fundraising area. And I think those are the things that Rashard's experience and personality are going to be, are the things that are going to set him apart and allow us to take maximum advantage of his skills.
Rashard, you addressed this a little bit, but what attracted you to Indiana State when you heard the job was open?
Well, like I said before, I'm coming back home. And then I've always admired what Indiana State's done in the past. The programs have always been successful. As far as education and the quality of education, it's always been first class. I know that Ron Prettyman has done a really good job, along with President Bradley, in bringing the facilities up to speed. And so, to me, I see this as just a wonderful job full of potential and growth. And as a young administrator, I just would love the opportunity to be able to take what Mr. Prettyman has done and obviously with Angie's work here and continue to move it up.
You come from a school in a Power 5 conference. What
Yes,
do you
sir.
think you can take from there to further Indiana State?
Well, you know, we talk about a Power 5 conference, but as our ID refers us, we're a mom and pop that work really hard to make a living. You know, we're Power 5, but we're like other schools. You know, the biggest thing I think I bring is that we overachieve. We try to find coaches, and we have coaches that we ask them to go beyond. We ask them to overachieve and to reach their maximum ability. We try to match resources with expectations, and that's what we're going to do here. I mean, obviously, you know, there's some things that we have to be able to bridge the gap here, but all the facilities and things are in place here to be successful. I know we have good coaches here. Now it's just a matter of just, you know, building those expectations and having them achieve them.
What do you see 5 or 10 years down the line as for Indiana State athletics?
Well, I would like to compete in the top 75 in the Learfield Rutgers Cup points. I see us competing in NCAA championships and obviously Missouri Valley Conference championships. You know, this is a great conference. That was a big appeal to me. Doug Elgin and his staff have done a wonderful job with ESPN and bringing more notoriety to the conference. And, you know, while the other conferences are competing for all the other things, to me, I think you can add value here. For a student athlete to get a quality education here and to compete at this level, at Division I level, it's very appealing to me. So I see us being very competitive on the national scene.
Any other questions?
During your recent visit, you talked about some marketing ideas, the coaches caravan, that sort of thing. What other ideas do you have as far as that goes, as far as marketing and stuff that Dr. Bradley discussed there?
Well, I don't want to give away too many things, but I would love to be able to, because then you'll hold me accountable. But Rashard, you said this, that, and the other. But there are some opportunities here for hopefully some apparel opportunities, things like that. I do think the coaching caravan is a big deal. You know, our coaches are good coaches. They've been very successful. And to get out in the state of Indiana, out in Southeast and South Bend and down in Evansville and Central Indiana, to talk about their story, their successes, is a good thing. You know, we're hosting the Missouri Valley Conference baseball tournament this year, as well as our track and field. That's something to be proud of. So I think that would be one of the big things that we can do. And then I got to sit down and talk with our staff. I know people talk about that; it's almost cliche, but you know, there are a lot of smart people here, and I just want to understand, you know, what we've done and see how we can be more strategic going forward to be able to bring more people and move forward.
Anything else?
Can you talk about the path that got you here? Your experiences?
You know, I've been very blessed. You know, I've been able to, you know, be a student athlete. I've been in professional athletics. Started my own consulting firm. My partner, Scott McGowan, who's here. There's never a straight line to where you want to go, but this was something I've always wanted to do, to serve student athletes and to effectuate change and to build championships. And this is just such a blessing to be able to get here. And if you'd have told me 12 years ago that I'd be here at Indiana State, I'd say, what, how, when? But you know, I had faith. I had the love of my family and my friends, and I'm just happy to be here now, and I'm just so thankful. And I'm going to work my tail off to make sure we do all we're supposed to do.
Thanks, everyone, for your attendance. Thanks to our audience back, everyone at home on ESPN3, and thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.